Hey guys, this is BlueWolf92, and you're watching Science Friction, where I take a look at science fiction stuff and give you my opinion on it. Just that's what you clicked on, and that's what you're paying to see. Yeah, that's right, you're paying for it. No, it's too late to stop. Have fun with that. But anyway, I'm gonna talk to you about Star Wars. And as some of you may know, I love Star Wars. I love it a lot. I love it more than any one man should actually like anything at all, ever. But besides my obsession with Star Wars, I like a little something called the Extended Universe. And what is the Extended Universe? The Extended Universe is single-handedly the greatest thing that happened to science fiction ever. Ever. That thing you're thinking of? No, it's even better than that. For those of you who don't know, the Extended Universe is all the stuff in Star Wars that takes place outside of the 6 original movies, 7 if you count that animated one that no one wants to talk about. And so you have backstories, other characters, and stuff that can fill you in on generally all other things of Star Wars. So if something doesn't really make sense to you in the movies, the extended universe is basically there to clean it up. Also, it gives you something to read after Episode 6, where you're after Luke's standing there like, yay, you blew up the Death Star, but, you still are kind of like the last living Jedi. What are you going to do with that? The answer to that is he creates a new Jedi Order, which is awesome. But the part of the extended universe I want to talk to you today is the Mandalorians. The Mandalorians are the race of the Boba Fett's. Yeah, remember Boba Fett? He gets his own planet, and they are called Mandalorians. And Mandalorians were started out as this race of people who enjoyed fighting and slowly became a more sophisticated group of just the best warriors really ever, not including Jedi, but Jedi have superpowers, so it's not really fair to compare them. It'd be like if you got Chuck Norris, combined him with Bruce Lee, and then just cloned the hell out of him and made a planet of him. That's basically what you get when you get a Mandalorian. And the thing about them is, they are not a people of savagery. What they are more just people who fight to improve themselves, and they're in constant battle, and they're trained from a very young age. Kind of like the Spartans of Star Wars, if you will. Unless you count the Yuzon Vong, but that's a whole nother review that I'll get into later. What they are fighters, and they're generally the best fighters around, which is why they're paid for bounty hunting and things of that nature. The problem is now, the Republic won't generally pay for bounty hunters, because that's not cool. I don't know why. Personally, if I was fighting a war, I'd hire Mandalore. End game. Obviously, if you want to win, you hire the best, which is why they end up working for the Sith a lot, which obviously puts them in conflict with the Jedi. So a lot of them die, which fosters a hatred for Jedi. Now, if you've been paying attention to the last couple issues of Star Wars: The Clone Wars, you'll know that Mandalore is siding with Jedi. Do you see the conflict in here? Because it's kind of like your arch nemesis is asking you for help, and you're in a full position to deny it to him, but you won't because you don't want to get involved in a battle which you could easily win, but it just throws everything out the window. You might be asking, well, what's so wrong with Mandalorians fighting for the Republic? It's the fact that their government has also been changed, and their government has been changed by George Lucas. George Lucas doesn't keep up with the extended universe. He doesn't really interest him. He doesn't really need to keep up with it. But the problem with not keeping up with your own franchise is when you want to change things, you haven't been really paying attention, so now it's changed. I mean, you created it, so therefore you can change it whenever you want, but that destroys years of continuity. And you'd be thinking, well, how long has the Clone Wars as a unit of the extended universe been out? It's been out since the second movie, and there's still stuff coming out for it. There's stuff coming out for stuff that's technically happened thousands of years before Star Wars even takes place. It's always changing. And I'm not changing like stuff is added to it, just books keep coming out. People need to make money. Writing's fun. Knowledge is power. So when George Lucas changed stuff, he kind of discredits anything an author says. It's like, I created it, so I'm always right. You're wrong. Have fun with that. So he created this system in Mandalore where the Mandalorians elected a leader, which you wouldn't think would be a big deal except for the fact that Mandalore is generally the strongest fighter, and it's generally appointed by the previous leader. So Jango Fett was Mandalore. He was decapitated. I believe the Mandalore that came after him was a man named Fen Shishya. He died. When he died, he appointed Boba Fett. Now, when Boba Fett was appointed, he didn't want to be Mandalore. He was never one for leadership, but he was appointed anyway, and Fen made him promise as he was dying that you have to be Mandalore. So Boba Fett gets roped into it. That being said, there's no election process, and I'm not saying a woman couldn't be Mandalore. I mean, Mandalorians don't judge you based on your bloodline, or based on your gender, or anything of that nature. They judge you on how well you can fight. And a true testament to that is in the Legacy of the Force book series. Read it, it's a good one. They train Jaina Solo. Jaina Solo is the son of Han Solo, so that's one strike against her, and she's a Jedi, which is like 80 million strikes against them. But Boba Fett trains her anyway, in true Mandalorian style. They respect your ability to fight. So we have that. We have that whole issue of Mandalorians weren't in the Clone Wars as a central governing system. They were in the Clone Wars as fighters, because they fight. It's what they do. But hey, George Lucas can change it whenever he wants. Just kind of tick that he doesn't pay attention to the series. Well, that's all I really have to say on it. And if you guys got any other science fiction stuff you want me to take a look at, just let me know. This is Blue Wolf, and I'm just saying, pay attention to your own series.